Hello, folks, and welcome to another review and thoughts on um, I'm checking out Wrong Turn 4. I'm gonna try to do. I wanted to do the prequel first because I figured it's the beginning of the characters of Wrong Turn, the three main villains. I did the first movie. If anybody's interested, I already did the first film on the channel. It's on the channel. Just type in my channel name and then Wrong Turn movie review and thoughts. Movie review and thoughts. Wrong Turn. But this fourth one, they wanted to go a prequel route. I think the director of this, I believe I don't know if he did the third one. I think he did. He might have did the third and the fifth one as well. But this one, again, it's a prequel. It's basically how the three monster, or the three deformed people from the first two films, or really the first film, because the second film deals with a different family altogether, but it's mainly the villains from the first and the third. So this one, it starts out in a sanatorium, pretty much for deformed people, I guess. And the three hillbilly mountain men are there, and they're there as kids, and I guess they've been done on with experiments, or what I'm getting at. Okay, there was a thought that I had during this, but anyway, the movie is okay. The movie deals with this group of college students. They get lost in a storm during their snowing mobile trip, and they take shelter in an abandoned sanitarium, which is basically the home of the three main cannibals. But at the beginning, where they do them as kids, I had an idea for this instead of the stupid, college kids thing. What if I would have liked it if it was more of a character study of the three hillbilly? Because this is a prequel, I get it, but I would have liked it because the woman, as soon as because we're introduced to like this new doctor, I guess, is supposed to be there to observe them, and she's like, I want to work with them. I would have liked it if we actually got like sessions of her trying to reach them and trying to figure them out, because she seemed like really interested in them, and then of course they break out and kill everybody. And then the whole patient's scene where everybody's breaking out, that went on way too long with the woman when they're torturing her, electrocuting her. I thought that went on way too long. Same with the guy with the when they capture him and they start cutting pieces of him off. I thought that was pretty annoying, and not annoying, but just really dragged on a bit. The characters in this are dumb because really I think it's what, 6 people. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 girls. Oh no. Okay, there's a few girls and guys. 2 girls are lesbians, and then the other couples are just regular couples. Or one girl is just there alone, really. But I also I wanted to point this out. Apparently, like right in after they do that whole they break out of they overrun the hospital. Then it cuts to these college kids, and they're all it cuts to the lesbian couple, and they're banging in the same room as their other 2 friends on the other side of the room. And I'm like, these must be the most closest friends to ever, like, you know. I don't think I would be comfortable doing that. Hey, alright, you're banging that girl right there, and I'm this girl. Like, what? I don't know, maybe, I guess maybe they're, like, that close, I guess. Maybe they're college friends that are, we're used to this. But, I mean, they seem like cool people, but then they do dumb stuff in this movie. Especially, like, this one girl. I actually like the one, I think her name's Jenna. The one lesbian, the Asian girl. I actually liked her character because she seemed like the most smarter one. Let's just stay in this one room. Because they could be tricking us to come out there and then they get us. But nope, they all want to go outside and try to track them down. Which, there's a scene where they chase down the three, you know, cannibals. Which, I'm like, wow. Because they have a big lumbering guy, but even he's afraid of these people. Because they're running at them with knives, because I guess they don't have weapons, so I guess they're weak when they don't have weapons on them. I'm like, this guy is, like, tall enough to, like, just, you know. I'm like, I would have thought he was, like, the main, you know, enforcer of the three, but I guess not. There's a scene where they have them trapped. They get them in a trap where they're able to lock them up and have them dead to right, and right when the guy, who I believe the girl that he was with, that's his girlfriend. They killed his girlfriend at the beginning, or later on, but they killed her a few minutes ago, and killed your other friend that you're sure is really dead. And the lead girl decides, when the guy is about to light them on fire, she's like, no, don't do it. You wouldn't feel right after. I'm like, what? What? I'm like, this girl's pretty, she's hot, but at the same time, she's dumb as a brick. She's dumb as a bag of rocks. I guarantee, you know, what? And nobody is objecting to her idea, really, except for the one of the lesbian girls, the Jenna girl. Which I'm like, or the blonde girl, maybe. But I'm like, wow. Nobody is going, why are you, this is a guy who, one of your best friends just died. You saw her get, you know, taken, and her head cut slowly off. These three mental cannibals were laughing about it. They were chasing you guys. And they're eating your one friend that you saw. Or maybe you did, or you had to have seen, because I think they did run past them when they were chasing them down. So they had to have seen his body. And what does the lead girl do? She decides to talk down the one guy that lost his girlfriend, and, you know, it wouldn't feel right, or you wouldn't feel right after killing them. They're defenseless or whatever. I'm like, what? What? They know what they're doing. These cannibals know exactly what they're doing. And then later on, she decides to, oh, now, I forget how she even switches back and forth to, oh, okay, yeah, let's kill him now. Or no, they kidnap the one guy that wanted to kill them. He falls asleep because they're going off to look for, I forget what it was, some type of wires, power wires, like that. I think for those snow bike things outside, snowmobiles. But he falls asleep, and then they lockpick their way out, just like they when they were kids. They lockpick their way out, and then he's taken, and then the four remaining girls, they decide, because they see one of them run outside of the door, and she's like, it's the small one. I'm like, the guy, like, they have a sack over their head. None of them had a sack over their head. What we do? Let's go out there and attack. Now, how about we just stay in here, you know, even our numbers if we kill one of them? Like, what? I mean, that makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't, because then the black girl's like, what if one of them's right behind or around the corner waiting for us? Better now than not, or now or never, or whatever. I'm like, so then they all decide to go, mob mentality and stab the sack-headed, guy who they think is one of them. Even though the clothes, I guarantee, were maybe they put. I wasn't paying attention to the clothes that the guy was wearing, but I'm pretty sure, like, come on. And well, is the one guy, the only guy left, really, and he's dead. And then the one girl gets drilled to death, and everybody else dies because it's a prequel and nobody can survive. One girl goes out in the cold because she thinks she can make it, and she was literally. It pans to the road of a car driving past, and we see the one girl that tried to go off on her own. She froze to death, so the cannibals didn't even kill her. I don't get it at all. Why does this movie have so many? Why does this one of all have fans? Like, I don't get. Why does how come the second one gets hated on? The third one gets some praise. The fourth one gets mega praise. And the fifth one gets, I believe, some praise. I don't understand. They're all downbeat except for the first two, which are worth a crap. I don't get it. Because this one, I was interested at the beginning with... I had a better idea for the, with that doctor lady. It should have been more slow burn. Take a different route, but nope. It's called Wrong Turn, so we gotta have the same stuff as the other ones. This one could have been, it's a prequel, so... And of course, they go out and it's cold and they're trying to run and they get picked off one by one. And then the two remaining girls, they drive off and you think they're going to make it, but then they get their heads cut off, both like that. Because it's the ending of, what was it, 2001 Maniacs or 2000 Maniacs, whatever, with Robert Englund. In that one movie with those village people. But yeah, I was not really a fan of this one because the characters did dumb decisions. At least in the first one and the second one, they didn't seem like they weren't as dumb. Like, they seemed a bit more efficient and more capable of, handling these folks. But at least they had plans somewhat to, knock the one cannibal out of the tree and other stuff, or Henry Rollins coming in there and just, explode into two kid cannibals. But this one, man, I'm about to watch the third one because, yeah, I think that one even ends in a depressing way. I think.